What up, Dokkaners? The JP data download has dropped for the incoming part 2 of the worldwide download celebration, and since both versions are basically the same when it comes to the worldwide simultaneous stuff, we're just going to take a look at the JP information instead of waiting for the global one to drop. When the global one drops, I will do another video talking about the release times and whatnot, but for right now, let's just go through all this because we got a lot of stuff to get to here. So shout out to Proton, my boy, who drops all the data download information in the world. Follow him on Twitter at Proton10mg. He's almost at 5k. Let's get him to 5k. Okay, thank you. So let's take a look at the movie here. The movie's not it's not anything crazy. It's simply just replaying all the various assets from part 1, and then they also show some of the elements of part 2's animation. So right there, the tail dropping, I'm assuming that's probably going to be the entrance animation, perhaps. And then they also show a little bit of the attacks. So there's him actually doing the attack, and then Goku charges right back in. I love that they're doing this. I'm curious if that shot of Cooler getting his arm blasted off, if that's going to be part of the revival or exchange or whatever. We don't know what he's going to be having yet, but I would imagine it would be something to that effect, because they're not going to have Cooler's animation on some other unit. Doesn't make sense. So there's the welcome movie, or the intro movie. Then we've got the assets for the new units, the new free-to-play TURs. As mentioned before, they are all different, which is cool, but ironically their animations are exactly the same. So we've got all the different free-to-play units, we've got the new medals, we've got some maps for various events, link level stuff, challenge events, Extreme Z Clash. Actually, let me just read out the list here. Awakenings for free-to-play meta coolers, fight against strong level universe, new limited challenge events, URS, we've got the ultimate red zone for Wicked Bloodline, the new stages, and meta cooler EZA, as well as the new login. So now let's go through everything here, all the different maps, all the different medals, all the assets. We've got the guaranteed SSR red zone tickets. They're back. Only this time, there is no GT in the name. This is for the movie edition, which means Broly. You guys are going to have your work cut out for you taking on Broly and having to do the 7-turn mission thing. Is it 7 turns? There might be more. We'll take a look at that in a second. We've got the assets for the intro screen, the login screen, and we've got the new song. So Proton and myself, we both called this. This is the song that they're going to be playing in the home screen. I strongly recommend you guys check this out. It's actually a really cool song. So if you guys haven't already seen this, I posted another video. If I remember, I'll post this again in this one in like the description or the pinned comment or something. So that's it for the assets here. Now let's take a look at what all the units do. Now I would originally just go to dokkaninfo.com or Dokkan Wiki, but my stupid Google Chrome has disabled translations for some reason, and I installed this extension that allows me to translate, but then it adds all this like pop-up nonsense, and it's getting very irritating. So we're just instead going to look at the direct screenshots and hope that we can see it. Yeah, this should be fine. So this is the AGL meta cooler. We don't really care about the leader skill. Leader skill is nonsense. We care about the super attack and the passive. So for the super attack, raises defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage to the enemy. Attack and defense plus 20 up to 100 for each Wicked Bloodline category ally on the team. Okay. And then all allies key plus 2 when HP is 40% or more, and medium chance to evade enemies' attacks. Okay. So that's what the TUR does. All right. And I would imagine that they're all probably going to be something like that. So let's find the English version for the tech one. Oh, so annoying. All right, so here's the tech cooler. This guy attack and defense. Yeah, so it's the same exact thing for the super attack and the first part of the passive. The second part, attack and defense of the enemy, attacked enemy minus 20% for 2 turns. So they've upgraded that. I think the original one was just lowering the enemy's attack. Okay, so that's the tech one. Now let's pull up STR. Pull up int. All right, so for STR, same thing for the first part. Second part, attack and defense plus 20% for all allies. So he's a support for all allies. And then for the int one, recovers 7% at the start of the turn. There's not much in terms of a change. I'm really hoping that they're okay. So now that I'm seeing what they do, they're pretty much just as basic as they were before. Really hoping we get an EZA. I will say though that some of their links, one of their links gives everybody across the board 5% damage reduction, which doesn't seem like a lot. I think it's auto regeneration. It gives you 5% damage reduction and recovers 5% HP at the start of the turn. You combine that with an item, that's going to be a pretty profound damage reduction. But granted, their stats are pretty low, so I'm really hoping they do get an EZA. It looks like they're not going to be that great otherwise. So that's the int and the STR, and then we've got the physical, and then we've got the leader, the red leader. So let's pull up these two. All right, so for the physical one, oops. Physical one right here, attacking you. He's the one who heals you, right? 15% of HP damage. Oh, so everyone's got the same abilities, I think, actually. They just gave the passive. That was really what they added. Everything else has been the same. Because I remember for a fact, this 15% damage dealt, that was the same before. And then for the lead, this guy, Wicked Bloodline, 77%. That's only because he's receiving an EZA. Cause supreme damage raises extreme class allies attack and defense by 30% for 1 turn. Attack and defense plus 150%, attack and defense plus 50 when attacking. And then another attack and defense plus 30 for all allies in the Wicked Bloodline category, plus 10% critical hit chance, and all allies attacking with Meta Cooler in their name will always make an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super attack. Now that is cool. I was just talking to Proton about how I think that during this part 2, we're going to be getting a new archetype in terms of a support. My prediction was we were going to be getting a unit that could support by giving people attack and defense, but also giving group damage reduction. But, you know, I think that'll eventually be a thing. But in the meantime, this is a pretty nice thing to have. So it will allow the various meta coolers to have a 50% chance of launching an additional super attack, which we all just learned can basically do the same thing, which is raise defense. So that is very good for the team that he leads. But also this is going to be very good for other units that you're going to be running alongside this guy. So if you're bringing like meta cooler army, or if there's any other alternate named meta cooler, if we ever get like a golden meta cooler or meta cooler big Getty star or whatever, you'll be able to use this ability on those as well. That's pretty cool. That is an awesome ability for a free to play, no less. All right, so we got some redemption there. Okay, now let's take a look at the Gohan / Goku exchange unit. This, we are looking at the EZA information. We didn't have this before, so let's look at this now. For the Gohan Goku, we raise defense, cause supreme damage, and seal. And then for the super attack, attack and defense plus 150, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30 for 5 turns from the start of the turn. High chance to evade enemies attack, high chance to evade enemies attack from 6 turn onwards. And if you evade 3, okay. High chance to evade enemies attacks, okay, period. High chance to evade enemies attacks from the turn 6 onwards. And if you evade 3 times during battle, you gain an additional attack and defense after 50% after that turn. And if you evade 6 times in battle, target enemies attack and defense minus 25 for 3 turns. That's kind of cool. Okay. And then you exchange after evading 6 or more attacks, or when your health falls below 59%, in which case you turn into Goku. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme. Recovers 50% once. Increases attack and defense by 180%. Guards all attacks when HP is 77% or higher. Further increases attack and defense by 59% for 5 turns. Once per turn, always stuns the attacked enemy and always makes an additional attack when there's a Terrifying Conquerors category enemy with a medium chance of performing a super attack, an additional super attack. Okay, so that's a lot to take in with the weird phrasing, but basically from what I'm gathering, he's really good. So he's going to be a really good free to play, solid free to play, and he's also going to be our first lead for bond of parent and child at 77%. Okay, so solid there. And then the last one here is going to be the tech final form cooler, because we still got a lot more to get to, folks. We're not done. So for the final form cooler, we're looking at Conquest of Terrifying Conquerors, 77%, tech type, key plus 350%, raises defense, cause supreme damage to the enemy, greatly lowers attack. Okay, so I was hoping for an attack and defense stack, but looks like it's just going to be a defense. And the greatly lowering of attack will be a nice combination to inflict on Super Battle Road. Own attack plus 150, defense plus 100, gains additional defense plus 20% up to 50 each time a super attack is activated. Key plus 3 attack and defense plus 30% for all allies in the Terrifying Conquerors category. Self during battle when attacked 5 times. Okay, so when attacked 5 times or more in battle, the probability of triggering a critical hit for all allies is increased by 7% for 3 turns. Okay, so boost critical hit ratio by 7% for all Terrifying Conqueror allies for 3 turns after getting hit 6 times or more. That's kind of, or 5 times or more. That's kind of stupid. Whatever. All right. So the main thing is the stacking and the support. That's what we care about. He's got a nice stat line now, so he's going to be a lot more. He's going to be a lot more useful. Unfortunately, no big bad bosses, and the second part of the passive is a little weird, but it's not like a bad thing. You're just not going to be able to use it a whole lot. So there you have it for all the units that are coming up as far as what their EZAs look like. As if you want information on the Dokkan Festival Meta Cooler, the Vegeta, and the Piccolo, go check out my previous video where I talk about them. So now let's move on here. This is the super attack animation for the cooler. So I jokingly said that they blew their budget on drawing free-to-play cooler 5 different times. They had to give all of them the same super attack. If only they had more money. If only. If only. So that's what it looks like. Nobody really cares. Now let's look at the missions. Oh wait, this isn't the one. Okay, we'll come back to the missions. This is the wrong page. We're getting a new item. Now this item is apparently the best of Ghost Ushers and Nurse Chi-Chi's, because this one will delay target enemy's attack for 1 turn and reduce attack by 66% for 2 turns. Effects do not overlap if used consecutively. Okay, that doesn't matter. So this basically means that after you use a Ghost Usher, the next turn that they come back, they will come back 66% weaker, which is fantastic. The first turn that you use the attack nerf is kind of pointless because they're not going to do anything anyway. But when they come back, their retaliation will be a whole lot less profound, which is always something that people worry about, right? Like sometimes you'll use a Ghost Usher to try to get by from 1 turn, and you're trying to, you know, gamble, trying to get that extra additional. You don't get it, so you're now in the possible crosshairs of a lethal super attack. But this ability will now lower the enemy's attack to a point where you may be able to survive it. So it's pretty cool. Guided Robot. If you don't know what this is the little henchman robot inside the Big Getty Star when everybody got captured, who was like trying to be like, hey, don't panic, we're gonna harvest your organs. That guy. So he's like now gonna be the new highly coveted item in Dokkan. So these are the missions for Red Zone. So we are getting the new GSSR ticket for the Red Zone Movie Edition, where you have to clear stage 7 of the Movie Edition Red Zone with the all super types on the team. You have to do the same thing with all extreme types on the team, and then you have to clear the stage in under 8 turns. So that's the okay, so at least it's 8 turns and not 7. The thing is though, the Omega Shenron one, you had to fight 3 forms and you had 7 turns. Here you're fighting Broly, you're fighting 4 forms and you have 8 turns, so they only gave you 1 extra turn. So this is actually, I think, going to be very challenging for a lot of people, and I have a feeling it's probably not going to be easily doable until the new units release. So this is going to be a very interesting one. I'm going to try to see if I can get this done before that happens, but we'll have to see. I have never actually tried to do this, but I feel like it's totally doable. I will say though, within 8 turns, that definitely means that you can bring units that have like a time limit for some of their abilities. Things like the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. He will be useful because he has 80% damage reduction, so he could be a nice ally for your runs. But there's your missions for Red Zone. Let me know in the comments if you already know what team you're going to be running for this. This one I feel like is going to be the worst one. Up next, we've got the Dokkan Festival Meta Cooler EZA info here. The powerful comeback is the category weakness. That's what we really care about. 30 stones. Everything else we pretty much understand. And let's see in terms of damage reduction, additional damage reduction against all AGL and STR he gains damage reduction against, and all what is that? I can't tell. Is that extreme or is that super? I feel like that's super. Yeah, that's super. Okay. So he gains additional damage reduction against super and AGL. So anything AGL STR, that's basically the point. Okay. So don't bring those if you want to do more damage. Up next, the link level event that we discussed before, the one that is going to be doable 3 times in 7 days. This has the new link level rate coefficient of 38.25. This is effectively double what the Guru event was back during the countdown for the worldwide download. So there's your context. Pretty nice. So basically, however much you link leveled during the Guru event, you can expect roughly double that during this new event. And now, lastly, we've got the 50 ticket missions for part 2. Now, a lot of these have to do with the meta cooler ones, if I'm not mistaken. So clear stage 8 of Clash. Okay. Let's awaken a designated character. Meta cooler. Yeah. So we got awaken meta cooler. You got awaken meta cooler. Let's design the character. Another awakening of meta cooler. Meta cooler. A lot of this is hard coded to meta cooler. So if you guys are not a fan of the free to play grind, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to get all of these done. Release the hidden potential to 100% of all of these different units. Yeah, that's going to be fun. But I think they're going to be giving us missions too, which will probably give us the hidden potential orbs for these. I would imagine they would, just like what they did for part 1. So I don't think it's going to be that bad, but it is going to require that you guys actually take the time to do all this. And then also perform 7 stages of Extreme Z Awakening for Gohan, for Cooler. Yeah, and Meta Cooler, the 3 free-to-play units that are getting their EZAs. And would you stop giving me that stupid pop-up? Meta Cooler, Gohan, and Final Form Cooler. These 3 free-to-plays that are getting their EZAs in the Extreme Z area. Those 3 also require their awakenings or whatever. Actually, wait, no. Oh, yeah, it's right here. It's right here. And then that'll also give you more tickets. So there you have it. This totals to how much? 25 tickets. So by the end of this, you should have 39 tickets. You should have 39 tickets. 7 upon first login, 7 from part 1, 25 from part 2, and you should have 39 tickets going into part 3. So there you have it, folks. That is the full data download information for the JP side of the game, but obviously this is, of course, for the global as well. Once global does receive their data download, I will do another video talking about the timing and the release schedule for these units, because things are happening a lot quicker than we thought. However, the banners themselves might still end up having to wait. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the 3 EZAs? What do you think about the free-to-play Metacooler team? Do you think they could have done a little bit more? Do you like how they've added a new sort of support mechanic where they now condition an additional super attack based on who you're with? And what do you think about the new link level event with 38.25 being the coefficient? That is basically doubling the success rate from the Guru event. What do you think about that? Just talk to me about all of this in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it. Oh yeah, and let me know that Broly mission in 8 turns. You think you're going to be able to do that first try? Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.